All right, welcome back, everybody. And thank you again for joining us at Multipoptural, MultiPoptural, on our website.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I can spell.
He's had practice.
I've done that before.
That boy good.
That boy good.
We're in the middle of our The Office versus Parks and Rec episode. We just got done kind of going over The Office a little bit. Now it is time to turn our attention to Pawnee, Indiana, and the people that inhabit it. So we're going to talk about first impressions and how we got introduced into the world of Parks and Rec, and we'll kick it off with
30 Rock.
Really? I mean,
30 Rock. Okay, so I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Let's kick it off with Matthew.
That's how I got into it. I was like, oh shit, that's the other Tina Fey. and Tina Fey is fucking hilarious. And I love 30 Rock. I have all those digital video discs.
Surprised 30 Rock isn't in this discussion today.
That's not it.
It's pretty fucking good.
Oh, it's
30
great.
Rock is
That's for another
30 Rock
podcast.
is
okay.
Yeah, Parks and Rec is 30 bucks, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's no Tracy Jordan on. There's only one Tracy Jordan.
Oh my god.
But that's how I got into it.
Oh my god, my little nephew like pulls his shirt up and does that, and I'm like, oh, it's Tracy Jordan.
The Tracy Jordan show.
So funny.
At any rate, we're talking about Parks and Rec.
Oh.
And not 30 Rock. But it's the same team. It's the same. I mean, 30 Rock was just so funny to me and so relatable. So then I saw that Parks and Rec was like doing what The Office did, but to me it was funnier. Mm-hmm. And I related more with the characters. So that's how I got into it. And
Did you find it yourself,
silly
or did
story.
Did you watch it with somebody else?
I found it myself.
You did. Okay.
I found it myself. In fact, funny story.
Please.
We'll be the judge of that.
It's what I found after I watched a season of Breaking Bad that was still on TV. It was still airing, and I finished it. I'm like, what do I do now?
Chasing that high, man.
What do I do now? What is
Trying to find
life?
that blue sky.
Yeah.
And I said, I think I'll get a vasectomy.
Oh no.
And I did.
Or
And then I said,
That took a turn I didn't know it was going to go with.
well, what do I do now? I did that. What do I do now?
check.
And then I found Parks and Rec. And everybody on there is so pretty. Everyone on Parks and Rec is nice to look at.
That is true.
Aubrey Plaza is Puerto Rican.
Oh.
That's why she's so colorful and lively.
Yes,
Rashida
absolutely.
Fine Ass
She got
Jones.
cooler somehow. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Because she's Puerto Rican?
Oh my god.
I know.
instantly.
It happens. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Don't be.
Yeah, that's how I got into it. It was 30 Rock. 30 Rock, which, we can go on about that. There's Alec Baldwin. Like, come on. But that's how I got into Parks and Rec. And I stuck with it because it only got better and better. They got rid of the first guy and Brandanowitz.
Brandanowitz.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Mark.
He was just
Mark
a shit to look
Brandanowitz.
at. Like, it did not fit. But they made it work. They figured it out. They were like,
You seem lost, sir. Like, what are you doing here with all these other awesome people?
My favorite thing about Parks and Rec, not to cut you off real quick, is the fact that people give more of a shit about Little Sebastian
Yes.
than they do about Mark Brandanowitz.
Yes.
Yeah.
10,000 candles in the wind.
In the wind. 10,000.
Little Sebastian. Word. Okay, who's next?
So, John Michael, how did you get introduced into the world of Pawnee, Indiana, and Parks and Rec?
Thank you for asking, Brian.
We're so professional this episode.
I got into Parks and Rec, I believe, because of the man to my right, which for all you listeners, that would be Matthew Feliciano, a.k.a. the $8 Prince.
$8
Yes. So he had told me about the antics that were going on at Parks and Rec, and I was fresh off a hot take called The Office, and so therefore I decided, you know what?
Put you on the Parks
You
and Rec,
did,
didn't
you
I?
did, and I'm
Look at that.
I'm going
As
to
the
tell
world
you
turns.
right now, and I know this is going to let's back burner it just for a second until we get around to everybody, but I am going to say the first season I thought he was out of his fucking mind because the first season doesn't grab you like The Office does, and we can get into that in just a few, but I saw the character development coming. I could tell that there was more to the show, and I knew that I had to watch longer, and so I continued to, and of course, the payoff we all know. But I got into it because Matt, told me to take a check it out, see what was going on, and it is up there, if not topping, The Office, and. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for right now. I think it's a good deal.
Get into that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Very good.
I did all that.
Yeah.
So,
Jerry!
So
It's done to
That was a harmony.
my story's a little bit like Matthew's. I came off the 30 Rock. We binged the hell out of 30 Rock, and I remember I was so sick. Like stayed at home, like disgusting.
I'm sorry, like
sick.
I was gonna say, how was that?
Like
again? Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I
I
don't
can
know
do
what
it better.
kind of
I can do it better.
Like,
Friday nights.
It was just like that.
I don't know what's going on.
But I was just sick as hell. We had just finished 30 Rock, and we needed something else. And then I know, like, I've known Brian for years, and he's always talking great things about the show. And I went years after the premiere before I even gave it a chance. Mm-hmm. But I was sick at just the right time, just the right moment.
Give it up for being sick.
After, get me out of work. Anyway, we took a chance. We started it and never looked back. Granted, the first season isn't, like you said, it's not as hard hitting. It doesn't grab you. I think it really grabbed me at the season finale of season 1, the rock show episode.
Yes.
Wow, you saw a lot of character development, like paying off at the end, and like John Michael said, you could tell that a lot more was coming, and they hooked me then and there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's when they decided to keep Andy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he was.
He was supposed to be just like a.
Andy was a dick in the first season.
Yes.
a lovable. Dick,
He was
though.
Andy.
He
though.
was
Yeah.
lovable
He was-
dick, but he was a
Andy.
dick nonetheless. And then they kind of like move that into let's just focus on the lighter side of Andy moving forward, and it worked for them.
Absolutely.
To that note, I do agree with you. I hated Andy the first season. And a little fun fact, and this is mainly because I didn't get into both of these shows when they were on primetime. It was Netflix, got into them very late in the game. Did not realize that both of their first seasons, The Office and Parks and Rec, are only 6 episodes long.
Oh, okay.
That's it. So a little fun fact out
Very
there.
nice.
Because, you just end up binging it and then watching it, and you're like, oh, my God, I'm in season fucking 3 already.
I guess that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So my daughter was actually a gigantic fan of Parks and Rec, and she was not a fan of The Office. She was
really?
like, I tried it, Dad. I don't know. You need to watch Parks and Rec. So I said, let's make a deal.
I ain't never had a job, Dad.
This is so unrelatable.
I can't relate to this.
What is this
So
shit?
she's about to relate. Get your ass to work.
Jizob.
So I said, look, I'll tell you what. Watch the first season. Watch the first 2 seasons of The Office. I will watch the first 2 of Parks and Rec, and then we'll go from there.
That's fair.
So watch the first 2 of Parks and Rec. The first season, of both, to me, are just like John Michael says. I was hooked a little bit faster on The Office, and we'll get into that a little bit. Parks and Rec first season, to me, drags, and it's the second season that really, really hooked me in.
But you stood with it.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And it was the
You can
potential
see, yeah.
for the dynamic, but also the potential to where, as awesome as The Office is, and I'm not trying to get too ahead of this because I know we're going to compare the both, but the fact that Parks and Rec, you see the outside world. You see everything else and the relationships and everything else.
Okay.
So that's what got me into it. And I'm a big Aziz Ansari fan. And, of course, Ron Swanson. Probably one of my favorite TV characters
hero.
of all time.
What a man.
Yes. He's America. Plain and simple. That guy should run for
He has
president
a
as an
claymore on his desk.
that he thought was live.
I love the fact that Nick Offerman is married to Tammy.
Megan
Oh, yeah,
Mullally,
in
In
real
real
life,
life.
Tammy
Tammy
1 or
one,
Tammy
Tammy
2?
one.
Tammy. No, Tammy.
Tammy
The
one.
worst Tammy.
No, Tammy 2.
Tammy
Tammy
two.
1 was the
Tammy
redhead,
2.
right?
Tammy
Right,
two.
it was Tammy 2.
Tammy 2.
That's
Really?
The
yeah.
reoccurring Tammy.
Yeah,
did
Tammy
not
2
know
is
that.
the what is it?
Will and Grace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Will and
the
Grace.
Grace.
Yeah,
Megan
Will and
and
Grace.
Mullally.
Voice.
Yeah.
Forgive me for not knowing.
Mulaney.
Melanie.
I do like it when they go to the library because he checked out a book that he never returned. What was the name of the book? Oh, God, it was something like erectile dysfunction or some bullshit. And he's like, this is completely ridiculous because I never come to the library. And as soon as him and Leslie walk into the office, she's slapping her face with the beef jerky. So.
Did you shave off part of your mustache?
Leslie was like the
It
best
was worn
work
off from
mom.
friction.
And I totally imagine that that's how their marriage is. Like they're that out there.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
that crazy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
God bless them. Like I can only hope for a relationship like that.
So that was, that was my intro to Parks and Rec. I got to thank my wonderful, beautiful daughter for introducing me to this
Yes.
fantastic show.
Very nice.
I have a joke for you.
Okay.
The government in this town is excellent and uses your tax dollars efficiently.
We'd like to take the time to thank one of our sponsors, Andrew Newman, attorney at law. Located here in Greensboro, North Carolina, he can assist you with your criminal as well as traffic violations, and his practice includes Guilford, Forsyth, as well as all surrounding counties. To set up a free consultation, you can contact him at 336-663-2388, and you can also visit him on his website, attorneynewman.com. And we are going to get into favorite characters now
From Parks and Rec?
for Parks and Rec.
Okay.
I want to say hands down, John Raphael.
Even though honestly she's the worst. She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible. But thank you.
Saperstein.
Would you say the family or just genre?
Just Jean Raphael. The family is fantastic.
fan of that
Mona
family,
Lisa.
though.
That family.
You got the Fonz.
Doctor.
Hey.
Hey.
But it's everything he says is hilarious. Just like Kevin.
I see what you did there. Yes.
To the K, to the N, to the O, P, E.
And Ben Schwartz is one of those people. Like Hernandez knows what I'm talking about. We go up to New York and we visit, and our buddy Daniel up there, he seems to know everybody. And
Well, he worked at the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Right,
too.
right.
So that helps.
So he was introduced to a shit ton of people, and they all love him. I mean, I love him for Christ's sake. But it's always great. We talk about John Ralphio. We talk about Parks and Rec, and he's always there. Like, oh yeah, I know Ben. I'm like, motherfucker.
He actually he's in a
Much
new-
love, Daniel.
He's in a new war movie right now on Netflix. I think it's a movie or an episode or something. It's Medal of Honor.
Yeah, he's on the DuckTales, the new
Yes,
DuckTales
he's
cartoon
Dewey,
too.
I think.
Yeah.
The blue shirt. Yeah. He's and lies.
Oh, not House of Lies.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Points.
House of Lies.
Boom.
With
Showtime with Don Cheadle and
I was gonna say
and
the
the
Iron
blonde
Man.
chick.
With Brokeback War Machine.
Shout out to Jordan Brown who couldn't join us today.
with War Machine and Sarah Marshall. Yeah. So that's my favorite. John
Raphael.
And John Michael.
Ooh, hello. I guess I'm gonna have to say, you heard what purred.
Heard Hadley.
Captain Obvious.
If y'all can't see a pattern here, I really do like these bullshit characters that kind of come and salt and peppered through the season themselves. If I've got to really do a main character kind of pick, I guess, obviously April is one of my favorites, but her dynamic with Andy, I know he's kind of the go-to for everybody because he's just so stupid and lovable. So I've got to go with him, and then Tom. Tom's got such an in-depth story throughout the entirety. I mean, you watch him like start businesses up and just kind of go through everything and
Rent-a-swag.
I actually started knowing that we were
Your
going to do
own
this podcast. No, not yet. I didn't start that either. But started the episode or started Parks and Rec so that my beautiful woman could actually watch it, and I think we've almost gotten up to that point now.
Nice.
And it's funny to kind of go back and watch all this stuff unfold because you know what's going to happen.
Right.
But at the same time, you kind of catch things that you didn't normally catch because you know the storyline and you know kind of what road they're going to go down. And I swear, I think I stopped at the episode where he's got TH embroidered on his shirt. She's like,
Everybody says it's Tommy Hilfiger.
Tommy Hilfiger. Why does everybody keep saying that? I paid $230 for this.
Tom Haverford works for the Parks and Rec department, but has all his shoes specially lined
Oh, absolutely.
with red.
So
So he's always walking on the red carpet.
how can you hate that?
How G is
How
that?
can you hate that? So I've got a couple more after that. I won't go over, but yeah, I would say those are my two. Of course, Ron Swanson. I mean, I don't even feel like he's pickable,
Right.
just
Right.
because
Yeah,
he's
that's why I
such
didn't
in a different category. But if I have to just name one right off the bat, Purd. You heard with Purd. You heard with her.
Heard happily.
And that's all I got to say
And
about
this is
that.
the news. And it is happening.
And this is
It's
the
happening
news.
now.
Now, as far as Parks and Rec favorite characters go, the top tier, it's the duo of Andy and April.
Yes.
April is amazing. She perfected the looking into the camera. I mean, that's a holdover from The Office.
It's her eyes,
ish,
though.
but it's definitely her eyes. I'll look in those eyes all the rest of my life. But no, it was amazing for me to see. You know, there's this Andy character which, you know, we're not really so sure about after the first season. Really, I mean, like I said, he was a complete dick to what's her name, Ann
Rashida
Perkins. Ann Perkins.
Ann Perkins?
But they in the second season, I think that's where it started, the whole Andy and April, you know, romance, and those two characters just aloof, don't really give a shit, only care about what's happening in the moment right now. I really love that, and they were my all-time favorite characters. I wanted to say Jean-Ralphio, but come on, it goes without question. The man is
He's
like,
not even in every episode.
I know.
So when
But
they
you
do
can't wait
pepper
for
him in there, it's
Yes.
like,
Yep.
Yes.
John Ralphio episode.
And his sister. Oh my
Mona
God.
Lisa.
Mona Lisa.
Money.
I thought they were I thought they were
Money,
siblings in real
please.
life. I had to Google that.
Her voice is great. She's also she does a voice on Bob's
You're really
Burgers,
good at
too.
that,
Yeah,
actually.
Bob's Burgers. She was also in.
She's Tammy in Bob's Burgers too. God, her voice
Oh,
is
she's
awesome.
in Zootopia as well. She does a lot of voiceovers, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
But honorable mention goes to my man, Councilman Jeremy Jam.
Jam! Damn it. You just got jammed.
I did just get it.
Hernandez, you just got I mean, he's the ultimate shithead. I mean, he really is. Like, he's there to fuck up whatever plan you've got going on, just cause. The best part was the whole tearing down the wall of Eagleton and Pawnee, where they chop into the wall and the bees come out and then just start stinging all the Eagleton people.
Tony's totally
But
getting
he
stung.
was the one Pawnee citizen that got stung too, and he was only stung because he was like pointing and laughing at all the other people. He's such a shithead.
He's
I
a
love
cartoon.
it.
It really is.
I won't go too much further because I know my man loves him too.
Wow, you're good.
That's fair.
I mean, what else is there to say about Councilman Jam? Jeremy Jam. Jeremy Jam.
Ultimate foil.
Orthodontics. So,
DDS.
That's one of my, character you love to hate, one of my favorites. I got to go as far as, like actual favorites, Ben Wyatt. I do. I know it's not.
He grew on me.
A fan favorite.
I wasn't a fan at first.
And
but he
does-
definitely grew on me.
because him and Chris Traeger play off each other so well.
They
Chris
do. They
Traeger
do.
is he's the good cop. Ben's the bad cop.
Absolutely.
And at first you don't know what's going on. At this point now, Brandanowitz is off the show.
Gone.
And when I first started seeing that kind of chemistry between him and Leslie, is when I started enjoying it. And it's just like, all right, you see this guy kind of grow from. You could tell he was going from town to town, almost like Thanos. Like he would just kind of just come into town, snap his fingers, like half the
Killing
department's
motherfuckers.
gone. Get the fuck out of here. Where he hits Pawnee and he's like, all right, I have a little bit of a heart. I'm going to let you do like this little benefit show. I'm going to try to do this. And he just grows on you. And I mean, for all of us nerds out there, the dude is the ultimate nerd. I love just his,
The
like his
ultimate
little,
nerd.
like his one-liners underneath his breath.
Yeah.
Especially when, him and Leslie can't date anymore. By the way, fucking spoilers in case you haven't watched this shit.
You should have watched this shit by now.
Yeah, you should have watched this a while
You're
ago.
listening to this. You better have watched it.
You lose.
But where Donna's like, why are you in such a bad mood? Did they cancel Game of Thrones? And he's like, no, they didn't cancel Game of Thrones. And he plays it off so well for like a second, and then he goes, and that's the thing, he plays it off, and he's like, why would you even say that? It's a crossover hit. And then anytime, especially when like Tom tries to rag on him about nerd shit, he's like, I don't care about this. Like, yes, I'm a nerd.
Oh, the best is when he's telling him about the new business, the like dry cleaning liquids business or whatever. And he's just like, I'm not. This is not what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
The one episode that sticks out to me about Ben White is when he does the stop motion and he has nothing else to do, and he finally plays it back, and it's 2 seconds or something. He's like, "Is that all I've gotten the entire time?"
No, then he says, I called Leslie and compared this to Avatar. It was 2 seconds long of the worst claymation ever. The calzone, low zone. And I mean, the guy has put calzones back on the map.
He
at
has.
least. You got to give him that.
You know what?
You got to give him something. So Ben Wyatt, if nobody else loves you, your boy right here does. Wow. Next time you're in downtown Greensboro, make sure you check out McGee Street Country and Cocktails, open Wednesday through Saturday. They have live music, full-service bar, farm fresh ingredients, seasonal cocktail menu, and a great space for private parties. They're also hosting a movie night the second Thursday of every month. Make sure you check them out at 113 West McGee Street, and you can find them at www.mcgeestreetbar.com.
He's actually like my least favorite. Like
You see it right here. You see worst
is
character Ben White right here.
such a fucking nerd. Like, God, come on, man. You can't bag a girl like Leslie and just come on.
Well, go ahead and kick us off with
Yeah,
the least favorite.
he just-
what a great
He freaked out when he saw the throne. Like he,
When he saw the
I'm like, yo, man, bring it down a notch, bro. What was that game that they played? Not the
Cones of Dunshire.
guitar. Cones of Dunshire, which was made.
That's my game.
It was made for that episode,
Oh my god.
which is crazy.
Cones of Dunshire. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That game looks so
So he's
impossible.
the Dungeon and Dragons kid. He's
Yes.
the D&D kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's a grown up now, and no.
But you look at all these other dudes, though. Zerthoff.
Stop looking at me.
Guys that own these multi-billion-dollar companies, though, a lot of them played D&D back in the day. Bill Gates,
Strategy.
all these fuckers. I'm just saying.
Strategy, man.
I'm just saying.
So I need to
knocked
bump
it.
up from chess then.
And that's the one thing I make fun of Flathers about, because Flathers was a D&D kid, and I was like, oh my God, you're such
Shut
a
the
dork.
fuck up.
He is not a Bill Gates by any means, but I'm just saying a lot of these fucking dudes
that a
out there
read?
are.
Yeah, was that?
Shout out to Flathers. Yeah, I'm talking shit
Let's
about
just
you.
shout him out. Yeah.
Who will never be on the show, apparently. It's what I'm told.
What if that's the secret to success? Is you had to play Dungeons and Dragons before? That'd be terrible.
That would be terrible. No wonder I'm
It was right in front of our faces
No wonder
the whole
we're
time.
right here.
We had the key and we didn't use it.
I think that's what they're trying to tell us in Stranger Things.
See. All right. You went outside my zone right there.
No.
Yeah, I won't drop that. So that you think that's the worst character,
He's my least favorite.
least favorite.
He's my least favorite. He's just. I don't rock with people like that.
I feel.
So
Oh, I never said I hang out with a dude in
Yeah,
real
right,
life.
Yeah.
that's the thing.
But I'm
like,
just
I-
saying he's my favorite, one of my favorites on the show. That's not the obvious. It's not, I mean, of course I would say Ron Swanson. He's the shit.
He's your favorite.
Everybody wants to be Ron Swanson. He's
Everybody
my
wants to be
favorite.
Ron Swanson.
Everybody
Duke
does.
Silver.
Duke.
Everybody wants to be Duke Silver.
That's right.
I would.
Who's your least favorite?
Well, I would agree with you because Ben Wyatt is on my list right here.
Now, this is payback for the
Yeah,
Creed
it
shit.
feels like we're on two different planes right now. All right, but I don't relate to him, and just like you said, Matthew, I don't get him, and not that he's not a good guy, and I feel for him at times during the episodes.
He's a pussy.
He is a
He fucking cold cocked that dude in the bowling
He did.
alley.
He did.
That called Leslie a bitch, though.
He did.
I'll give him that.
But he's it's hard to explain him. I get
I
it.
just did.
I know. I mean,
Ron Swanson's the strongest dude in the whole show, though. Tom Havertz, he ain't kicking anybody's ass. Yeah. He's like, you know what my technique is? I'm a cry.
I got run over by Alexis.
The old-fashioned way.
yeah, Ben Wyatt is number one, and this is the hardest part of kind of brainstorming today, and the last couple days, trying to figure out a bad character on Parks and Rec.
Right.
It can't
difficult.
be
Yeah,
done.
as much as I don't like him, he delivers.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely, and he is a crucial piece in the puzzle. I don't know how I would feel about him if Leslie was not in the works with him. I mean, their dynamic is great.
Oh,
and
I'd hate him.
You know what I mean? And Chris obviously brings so much light to his character as well.
Chris
And
Schrader.
but they all revolve around him, and I feel like he's a great character, but I don't like him personally as far as the character goes. And then the only other person that I could drum up, and this is far out there, but Tom's girlfriend Lucy, y'all remember her?
Yes.
I don't like her
Kinda.
either. She's kind of in and out, and
Wasn't that his wife? No,
no.
His wife was Wendy.
Yeah, Wendy.
Yeah.
But she's like the
She's the cute one with the big
cute
teeth.
one. Yeah, the cute one. And she
You can't look at me after Natalie's sitting there talking all that shit over there.
She comes in. She's in and out, but the
Natalie's still here, by the way.
yeah. Hey, Natalie. The relationship, it felt forced, and it just felt like nonsense. And I guess
can see that.
that's the only, literally have to dig to get to it. But I mean, that's really the only other one I can think of. Everybody else is just they've got their own thing. And
On time.
absolutely. What do you think, Jerry?
Well, my pick and for my least favorite character, she was a crucial part of most of the storyline, but I never liked her, and I love Rashida Jones, but fuck Ann Perkins.
Damn.
Jump
I've
the
gotta
fuck out
say-
that window right
no,
now. How
no,
dare you?
God.
How dare you?
No.
She was so worthless.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh.
she
She
just
is.
she's popped in when they needed her to be there.
In both,
You're breaking my
shows.
fucking heart,
She's been
man.
there since the first
Worthless?
I know. That's what makes it so
Look at
heartbreaking.
her face. She's not worthless.
Yeah, but she's not as
Quincy
funny
Jones'
as
daughter.
That's
everybody
Quincy
else.
Jones.
She's not as funny as everybody else. I'm sorry.
She doesn't have to be.
Well, it's a comedy show.
Oh yeah, there's that.
I'm not looking at porn. I'm looking at comedy.
I did like her as Karen
No, but she
Pelli
keeps
in
up
Office,
though. She keeps up. Yeah,
I didn't like her. as
I will
Karen
say my
Pelli.
daughter hated it though. She was like,
Yeah,
"When the
that was
fuck is Jen
unnecessary.
gonna get with Pam?"
yeah.
I liked her, and then she went to Parks and Rec right after.
Right. When is Ann Perkins and Chris moving away? When does that happen? God.
Ann Perkins.
You can leave Chris.
You are literally.
You are literally the
Worthless.
light of my life.
I'm so sorry. I love you, Rashida Jones.
We love you as a person.
That didn't
just
sound
not
like
the
it,
character.
man. I'm
That
gonna
character, man.
write a strongly
I
worded
gotcha.
DM to Rashida Jones.
My least favorite has got to be Tammy 1.
Yes, yes.
She just came in for all of 2 episodes.
She is a storm.
Ruthless, cold-blooded as fuck. Made Ron into a little.
Didn't he
bitch for a
shave his
little bit.
mustache?
Yep.
Yes.
No, that was worn off by friction.
No. That was.
Oh, that's
Tammy
Tammy too. Absolutely.
Yeah, Tammy
You're right.
one, she made him shave the shit off because he had to ask permission to have lunch with Leslie.
Yes.
and all that. So anyone that can break down my man Ron Swanson like that, go fuck yourself.
You got to go.
Yeah, you got to go. So Tammy 1. That's my my least favorite.
Well, it's a good choice.
That
It
is a good
I
choice.
appreciate it.
That's probably the
appreciate
best
it.
choice.
Thank you.
You win.
Thanks. Well, I don't know about win. We all win. This is a great episode.
The
Speaking of which,
listeners won.
for this one, we are going to get into Marry, Fuck, Kill edition. Random edition, by the way. Normally, we kind of have this pre-planned out. But we're going to have 3
We
names
make it as ridiculous as possible.
that we're going to pull. And you got to vote as far as who you going to marry, who would you kill, and who would you rather fuck.
At
So we're going
random.
to start this off with Miss Natalie
With
Garcia.
Natalie.
Hi. Okay.
She chose The Office.
Of course. Oh, they're
Their names.
Yes, there are names in there.
Did you get a horrible
Okay.
character?
so I am definitely having sex with Oscar.
Well, you got to say the 3 names first.
Who you got?
Who's wait? Oh, Charles. Okay.
minor.
Gosh.
So say the 3 names first before you go into the whole Mary
So,
Fuck Kill
okay,
thing.
sorry, I'm not fucking him. So I have Oscar Charles Minor, the replacement after
Idris Elba.
yeah, and
Sexiest man alive.
and Phyllis.
Phyllis. So Mary Fuck Kill, where are we going with it?
God, I can't do this.
Well,
is
you have to.
horrible.
Phyllis would take so much care of you.
Give you all the loving.
I can't have
Like
sex
ZZ
with
Top.
that.
All of it.
So I'm killing someone, marrying someone, and what?
Fucking someone.
Fucking someone.
Oh, easy. Okay, sorry, Phyllis, because I love you, but you are sadness in that one movie. Okay, so I got to kill her. I'm having sex with Charles, and I will marry Oscar.
She's
Wow.
got the
That makes
easiest
all the
one
sense.
Ever.
Yeah, that
Why would I not fuck Charles? Anyway, yes.
Why would you not marry Oscar?
Hola.
He won't marry her. That's the thing.
Very true.
The right situation. The right arrangement, rather.
Tax breaks.
Yes.
So I'm going for Parks and Rec.
So Matthew is going to be doing Parks and Rec for the Mary Fuck Kill edition.
Don't look.
Good job, Natalie.
There's some good names in here, too.
That's a lot more than
That's
3.
Yeah,
7
you just need
names.
to pick
Nope,
There's
I'm
one,
just-
there's 2, and there's 3. All right, throw them back in. Just put them in the bag.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get that reference.
Okay. I have Ron Swanson,
Wow. Out the gate.
Donna Meagle,
Ooh.
and Bobby Newport.
Bobby
All
Newport.
right. Bobby Newport.
He can die. But- sorry, Ant-Man. Gotta go. I would marry Ron Swanson.
Who wouldn't?
I would marry Ron Swanson.
Build you anything you
He
need.
would take care of me.
Yes.
And, Donna got to get it.
But isn't
Treat
he straight?
yourself!
Yeah.
Isn't he straight? So what's wrong with me marrying a gay guy?
Nobody said
Nothing.
anything. Was
Well,
wrong
y'all
with
gave
that.
me questions.
No,
Why
we
would I
didn't.
marry? Okay.
We're actually applauding you for doing that.
Well, Oscar would marry you.
You switched your answer. Anyway, Donna gonna get it in her Mercedes Benz.
Yep.
She loves that band.
Which is
treat
awesome.
yourself.
and
Not my
Genuine's her
95
cousin.
Acura, which is
I've
just
been
okay.
to South Africa. I did very well.
Okay, John,
Alrighty, so I've got
are you doing Parks and Rec?
I got Little Sebastian.
Yes!
Yes. Ben Wyatt and Andy Dwyer.
First row.
All right, so I'm gonna have to kill Ben Wyatt because of my first response.
Saw that coming.
Too nerdy, apparently.
Yes, yeah, not my type. Andy Dwyer, gotta, he's lovable. I gotta marry him just
There you
because
go.
you can spend a pretty good amount of time
So
after
that means
that.
you. No,
And-
keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if y'all are paying attention, fuck Little Sebastian for sure.
You're cold as ice.
Fun fact: Little Sebastian was erect every time that they filmed him, and that's why they had to blur his penis out on one episode. That is a true
How
story, my
apropos
friends.
for you.
I seen that dick.
You got you a taste. And
There
now-
ain't no question after that.
Oh, I seen it.
Turn off the lights.
God. All right, so I went Parks and Rec 2, and so I've got Chris Traeger,
Oh yes, literally.
April Ludgate,
Oh.
Mona Lisa.
Even though honestly she is the worst. She is the worst person in the world. Huge skank, terrible. But thank you.
I'm so torn right now.
Yeah, so
That's hard.
let's go ahead and kill Mona Lisa because she's
Yeah.
the worst.
Sorry for all your speakers out there. I apologize.
The realness, we needed it. And then I'm going to go marry Chris Traeger because he would literally take care of me the rest of my life.
Cleanest crib on the planet.
And that leaves my girl, April. Those eyes and everything else.
Absolutely.
You're mine, girl.
The witchcraft. She can
Good
get
for
it.
you.
That voodoo you do.
I lucked out. I really did.
Yeah, you do.
You want to hold this?
Hold.
Brian, what about you, buddy?
I'm going to have Jay down hold it. Yeah, let me get the office one.
You got it?
Just everybody.
Office, here we come. The bag's headed down.
All right, Office, MFK.
Who will he pull?
I will literally be pulling names out of a hat.
Names out of a hat. He's got 2. Can he get a third?
Can I get a third?
There it is.
Boom. All right, so
Close
I
for
got Michael Scott,
Oh
Yes.
my
Yes.
Andy Bernard,
He got to die.
and Kelly Kapoor.
Wow.
Oh.
I thought you had the murderer's row.
Kill Andy, please kill
Support
Andy.
me in this.
There's a whole lot of. This is the 3 most annoying motherfuckers on the Office.
Kill them all.
Yes. Is there an option? Man,
What you got, man? What you got?
I am going to have to.
Fuck Kelly.
No, it's
I
not-
would.
Yeah. You know, I
Please,
gotta go
she's
with
hot.
Is
yeah.
that your final?
Mindy Project can get it.
Ooh.
She's
So
gotten better.
Okay.
I got to
Okay.
kill or marry Michael or Andy. Ooh, good God!
Please.
I'm gonna have to
The fate of the world is
marry Michael Scott.
Okay, yes.
I love it.
Especially because he's older than Andy, so he's gonna die sooner. So that's my whole rationale behind
Last
it.
episode, he showed up gray and he
Yes.
was all chill.
Yeah. And then
Sexy,
Andy,
I
I'm
know.
sorry, man, the Nard dog.
Gotta
The
go.
Nard
axe.
dog.
Tuna.
Axe.
Oh, I got a big one.
God, he's so fucking annoying.
I think that's a wise decision, my friend.
All right, so now we're gonna get into legit. Which one is the better show? Personally, from all of us, is it is it Office, Parks and Rec? That's what we're gonna have to
respect
kind
the
of
hell out
decide.
of this,
I
yes.
mean, that's
No,
the
this
thing.
is great. This is great.
It's an honest to God debate, and that's where we're gonna go from.
Would you like to kick us off, sir?
Sure,
Okay.
sure. I rarely start.
No, let Natalie start.
Yes,
But I
please.
can't.
Excuse
'cause
me, ladies first. Where's
I haven't
mine?
watched. I've only seen like 2 episodes, I believe.
That's why.
of
So
the
make your
Okay, so
case
let's
for The
start with
Office.
I just could not get into it. Maybe I'm just so completely brainwashed, maybe by The Office. I am so accustomed to that comedy.
What are your trigger words?
Anything? What? Can I just? Okay. No, I can't. I tell you what. After this, though, I'm gonna try it. I'm going to watch Parks and Recs and see what happens. I tried so hard. I don't like. Who's the fat dude with a mustache?
Are you not talking?
Damn.
Ron Swanson.
Oh my God.
So enjoy. her
You hate
on the
Michael
show.
Scott.
I
Somebody.
hate Michael Scott.
So there we go. There
Michael
we go.
Scott
there
is
we go,
no
honey.
Ron Swanson.
No,
Oh my God.
no.
I just can't. He's not my type. it doesn't click.
He's too
Maybe I need
manly.
to watch more, but he threw me off.
Does his mustache intimidate you?
I'm annoyed by it.
How about his cornrows?
Wow.
Yes,
Are we there?
that was a thing.
That was a
That
thing?
was a thing.
Oh, I didn't know.
They made a Funko and everything.
See, we need to just put her on the cornrow episode.
Yes.
Okay.
God.
Okay, put
This
me on
is your
that.
introduction, and then get it.
But I love The Office, so that's all I can say.
That's all right.
I gotta go Parks and Rec. I said it really early, like one of my first podcasts with you
would.
guys, and I don't know. It's just funny to me. It's funnier. Everyone on that show is funny, and they have a bigger role to play in each other's lives. Whereas The Office is just, you might get a zinger from Meredith and she's gross and you don't want to see it anymore. Right?
Right.
And then you get something from Stanley. Did I stutter? And that was like, that was one thing that he's really dope at. But like everybody on this list is from Parks and Rec is like hilarious. I laugh at this show every time I watch it.
Yes.
I watch it all the time and I laugh every time.
John Michael.
I like it. I like your choice. I'm going to selfishly say Office. And let me give you a couple
you.
reasons
2-1
why.
so far.
First off, Parks and Recs, like we've addressed already, is hard to get into on the first season, even though it is, with your trivia fact there, 6 episodes. I like that. It's still hard. I mean,
It's all Brandanowitz's fault, and he's
It
not even
is.
there
why are
anymore.
y'all blaming
is.
that man? Don't do
his
that to
fault.
him.
Not
Okay.
him as an actor's fault, just how he was written.
That
his fault.
character's-
Yes.
I no point in time with Parks and Rec did I ever feel any type of like real strong emotion. But with The Office, when Michael leaves And there's a couple certain episodes
Did you
that
cry?
kind of punches you in the feels.
Oh, thank
know?
you. Yes, it does.
You kind of feel
Absolutely.
And the fact that they can take Michael Scott the way that he is in the first season, where I absolutely just hated him, and turn him into somebody that's lovable. I agree with you, Matthew, when you say that the characters are a lot more in depth on Parks and Rec, because you do see them outside of their aura of what they're doing. But even though it might have fallen off the last couple seasons, I still watch it all the way through, and that's a big thing. And if you really ask me, I don't think I could tell you right now how Parks and Rec ended.
See, the ending for The Office is so much. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yep.
No.
For The Office compared to Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
The ending of them?
Yeah. Just the send off. So, what do you think, Sarah?
Well, I am a stickler. I was looking at the two, and Parks and Rec had 7 seasons, and then The Office had 9 seasons. But The Office, I think, went a little too long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I agree.
how dare you?
I agree.
Not
Don't-
long
now,
enough.
don't-
It's
hey,
not long enough. Are
don't-
you crazy?
Don't get me wrong. The first season of each, it was kind of hit or miss. It was like, is this going to happen or not? And luckily, they both kind of like got a little bit of a following. And then the second season like pushed them further and further and made them, better shows. But to me, I got to give it to Parks and Rec. Oh my God.
2-2. Look at Jerry doing
Let's see.
math over here.
No, I thought about it. I'm like, wow, I watched both shows, but the group of people that I would like to like hang out with are the Parks and Rec people.
Treat yourself.
The Office people just reminds me of the real life people in my own office.
In your own office.
Exactly.
And that's just annoying. Like,
Don't get me wrong.
So you
They're
prefer
very
fantasy.
nice.
You want
But,
fantasy versus.
I
yeah.
wouldn't want to hang out
the
with
Parks
them.
and Rec department is an office, technically.
I would
But he just
love to go out and hang out with the park, all the Parks and Rec's characters,
Even-
all of them.
But it's not
Ann
real.
Perkins?
Please.
It's not real. It will never happen. The Office is real, okay?
It's too real
Exactly.
It's like real life.
in our cubes.
It's not as funny as real life is. No.
Brian, what about you, my friend?
So this was a tough one. Matthew and I have had this discussion a lot. There was a long time where I was The Office. There was a long time where I was Parks and Rec.
Hold up, it's 2-2, right?
It's
It
2-2.
is.
You're the deciding factor.
Yes, it is.
We're the decider.
We did not plan this.
2-2.
The
everybody.
decider.
No, we really did not plan
Oh
this.
no!
Mission accomplished.
The decider. So
Wow. No pressure.
yeah, no, I know, no pressure at all.
got a bad
To me,
feeling.
I love them both. So let me go and throw that out there. I mean, how can you not? Both phenomenally written shows, great casts, the whole 9 yards. I have to go with Parks and Rec.
Because of family first, right?
No, it's not so much family. I mean, because The Office, that's a great
No, your
family
da-
as well.
Well, your daughter liked it. So.
Well, no, I mean, but my daughter likes stuff that I don't like, and vice
Okay.
versa. You know, just because
Okay.
she likes it doesn't mean I love it. So
Airwolf is stupid.
there's a lot of shit that I like that she doesn't like. and
Okay.
there's some
It
stuff-
wasn't. I was just
Yeah,
making sure
there's
it
some
was
stuff that I
biased.
like that she doesn't like. She introduced me to the show, and I
Who's
do
Jan
love it.
Michael Vincent?
But it was honestly a conversation that Matthew and I had, and it was about the ensemble cast.
I had to approach him. I said, hey,
Yeah.
man, I got to talk to you about something.
and he sent me a video of that. Yeah, and he, you know,
We
this
need
was
to
like
meet.
before even the podcast started.
Yeah,
He was
before
like,
we
we need
even
to have like
started.
a serious conversation about Office. Parks and Rec.
We need to have
And,
lunch.
Like we're the executive producers about to cancel the show. And, you know, that conversation got me thinking a lot more about the side characters. You know, you care so much about the minuscule, you know, lack of a better term, minuscule characters on Parks and Rec than you do The Office. Which Office has main characters that you kind of don't give a shit about either and you hate. Where Parks and Rec, I definitely do not hate that many characters on there. No. You know, I mean,
Understandable.
little Sebastian Purd, homegirl that has
I'll be
the
talking
show.
about my girl.
Jerry and his fine ass
Jerry.
family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gary.
Gary,
It's Larry
Jerry
to you.
Gergich, Joan Talamazzo, you know what I mean? Ken Watanabe. I mean, you remember these little characters on Parks and Rec more than you do on The Office. And I'm not saying this
Genuine.
because they have them there.
Yes.
Genuine.
Wait, do you not know who Genuine is?
Oh, I ain't tell you.
I definitely, I
Genuine, my
love them both
cousin.
equally. I laugh. I catch myself laughing more to Parks and Rec than anything. I do. As far as better love story, I know we're kind of running short on time here. Of course, it's going to be Jim and Pam. And the one thing I respect about the final season, it did show them going through like headaches and heartache, and it wasn't just a fantastic relationship that had no problems. Yeah, it went to show, yes, their relationship is relationship goals, but people go through some shit, and it got to show like everybody kind of. Like how you can deal with it, how you can work through it, which I really appreciate. I was hoping that they did that.
Perfect.
He did work through
She
it,
almost
though.
cheated
Exactly.
too. She almost cheated.
Oh, on
Bitch.
the big boom stick.
That bitch. with the guy with the what was the camera guy?
Yeah, the dude with the boomstick.
Oh, that was
with
what
the
it was.
boomstick.
Phrasing.
But I just got to go with, like I said, I mean, there's really no wrong answer. But if I had to choose one to watch every day compared to the other, which I literally will rotate back and forth, like today's Office Day, tomorrow's Parks and Rec Day.
Choosing between your children.
I gotta go with that one. Parks and Rec's just my shit.
Drop some knowledge right there.
You guys have to start watching it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Starting tonight, I promise.
Get
shit.
past like halfway through season 2,
okay.
you will love it. And
You
I mean,
really-
like
Do
I
I
said,
have to
it's
start?
not a bad answer.
You
to it.
really won't miss anything if you skip past season 1 because
It's all the pit.
yeah.
Yes.
It's literally about the
Yeah.
pit.
Okay.
Andy
Leslie
falls in the
falls
pit.
down that pit.
Like even when I go to rewatch it, I literally will start rewatching it at season 3.
Really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'll go to season 3 till the end. I will say best ending, if we can just do a quick little speed round on it. To me, the best ending was Parks and Rec because I love how they did the future on everybody's kind of
Oh,
outcome.
yeah. I did like
love that they sped it up 3 years for the final season anyways. But then, like as far as going away, that was my favorite. The Office ending
all
was
came
great.
back
Hold
together.
up. They did that on The Office as well, though, right?
No, they
No.
didn't. They didn't go into the future. I mean, you saw like Jerry become 100 years old. I mean, they even went. They did all the characters. John Ralphio faked his death. All that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they went down the whole gauntlet. Then, of course, it ended with Leslie getting a library named after her, and she hates libraries.
There you go.
So, as far as endings go, that to me was part of the what sealed it for me was the Office or the Parks and Rec had the better ending of the series than the Office did.
Gotcha. I personally feel like and of course I said I couldn't even remember the ending to Parks and Rec, but The Office, I think that they go into the future, not the future, but I mean 2 or 3 years down the road because Oscar
Right.
Martinez is running for city council.
They had
or
you in the
whatnot.
fields.
Right, yeah, they went a year
They
ahead.
had you in
Yeah.
the fields.
Yeah.
And they broke that fourth wall.
Yeah.
And they started talking. Yeah.
Well,
That's why
yeah.
I like that.
I feel like they ended it, a little too late, like Jerry said. But they
did say that.
They wrapped
did
it.
say
They
that.
wrapped it up though,
Yeah.
and it kind of the last, sentimental thing was Pam talking
Yeah.
with a close in pull up on, what she drew.
Oh, I agree.
And that's the first time that you actually kind of, really liked Michael Scott when he went to her art show, and that's
Yeah.
significant, and so it kind of punches
Yes.
you right there. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say The Office. Surprise, surprise, since that's how it swung anyway,
Sure.
as it was.
But I mean, to your point too, I will agree. As far as catching the feels on certain episodes, you get that in The Office. You don't get that.
in The Office.
Parks and Rec is straight comedy, just bam, 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 bam. You don't really get the feels, until little Sebastian dies and you see Ron start
I
tearing
kind of
up.
feel sorry for Tom sometimes.
True.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
he's
as
a
far as
pussy.
like tearing up though, to an extent, The Office does give you the feels.
Absolutely, Jerry.
What?
So you're an emotional boy.
Damn it, you made me feel again.
He's so emo.
And this can be whatever. This could be like your freestyle favorite, just kind of random characters. You want to talk about D'Angelo Vickers? Can we talk about that for a second?
Please do it.
I love the Midwest.
A little bit about myself. I love the Midwest.
No, I really loved Final Thoughts. I really loved the Andy April, coming together after the whole Ann Perkins thing, and they just kind of redirected Andy to April, and they kind of fed off each other, and I want that type of relationship.
Yeah. Agreed.
They're so cute.
We need
Let
to have
me
like a
hook you up.
relationship goals episode.
Yes.
And this will be a part of it.
Yes.
Natalie, Matthew, any closing thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Parks and Rec all day. I will say that Genuine shit was probably like one of my favorite episodes.
Like, that's
Now,
really
which-
genuine.
Now, the
'Cause
one
he
he's
had the-
actually in it, or just where he got?
Just
where
when
they went to the
mentioned
cabin.
him, when they went to the
Yeah.
cabin.
You don't
What
know
are
who
you doing
Genuine
with
is?
a Genuine platinum pack on your wall? What are you doing with a picture with Genuine in yourself?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, I didn't take Genuine. My
And then Ann
cuz.
Perkins comes in.
It's like, who's Genuine?
Who's Genuine?
Their
no, no.
faces.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's a oh no. That's number 3 on the list of oh no.
Andy Dwyer's best line. I don't want to be on Tom's oh no list.
Not loving 90s R&B.
When we do catch up, we'll
So
do a
third,
recap
no.
episode. This is going to be
Yes.
when Natalie comes in, and she's going to be like, this Parks and Rec episode was the shit. This one was awesome.
I can't believe I
Andy
haven't seen
Dwyer,
this.
I'm telling you, start at just season 3 and just move forward.
So ready. But I'm scared because I feel like I've been brainwashed because I try the Parks and
I
Rec.
know.
And,
Get
and
through
then
the
I just
second
went right
season.
back, and then I went to Seinfeld and Frasier, and I'm like, I
Oh,
love
Frasier for sure.
Oh, Frasier. Let's talk about
Love
Frasier. Scrambled eggs. Let me talk about that.
You know
I
that's
will-
him singing it, right?
Yes, I do. I know. I probably know more about Frasier than I do about The Office.
That's impressive.
Shit.
Well, I used to watch it when I was
Schedule
young.
that Frasier episode.
Why do you think I like the Seahawks?
I'm listening.
Okay. Anyways, but no, I promise you guys, and I know everyone really cares about what I'm doing. I'm going to watch Parks and Rec
Okay,
tonight,
good.
and
We've
I
converted
will
one.
text you all at midnight and let you know how it's going.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for listening to another amazing episode of Multi.
Yes.
Make sure you check us out on all social media and podcast outlets. It's at MULTIPOPTURAL. Coming to you again from On the One Studios here in beautiful downtown Greensboro, North Carolina.
Love them.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
My
again.
city, my
Catch
Can we
you next
get one
time.
more the worst? Because that was really good. Worst.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Pop Culture as Fuck, presented by Multi-Poptural. Be sure to check us out at our website for all the latest news and notes. You can find us at www.popcultureaf.com or multipoptural.com. And we'll see you next week, you filthy animals.
Yes! Yeah! Victory!
And anger management?
Fuck anger management.